Okay, so I want to talk about Fortnite community this video. It's kind of a random video, but I am just so mad at the community, and I think it's the community's fault why Epic doesn't do much anymore. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you something right now. Everyone says they should bring back all the fun items to Fortnite. You know, we have a bland loadout. People, competitive players are toxic as ever, but the casuals are upset as well. And I'm going to tell you why all this is happening, why Fortnite's boring, and why Fortnite has really just lost interest in, I guess, making the community happy and doing what it does. The pros are toxic, and you can never please them, okay? Because the Fortnite pro players, okay, I'm going to talk to you right now about the Fortnite pro players. They suck, okay? Like, oh, you mean they're bad at the game? No, far from it. They are horrible people. Like, some are good. There's a lot of good Fortnite pro players that don't speak negatively about the game. But let me take, one guy, for example. I was watching a Rifty video. I don't know if you know Rifty is. He uploads Fortnite content. And he was reacting to some people raging at Fortnite. I don't know. I was bored watching some Rifty videos, right? And there's one guy that was complaining about controller aim assist. And like, oh, it's so bad, why are people saying it's broken? And then there was a video of him saying, when they buffed it or did something to it, he said, it's broken, why did they buff it? After saying in another video he wanted it buffed. So, this guy was being really toxic or whatever, and I don't know. I just saw that and was like, I gotta make a video about the pro scene and all these toxic players and just, I don't know, Fortnite in general. This is basically a majority of pros, how they act. Basically what they do is that they want something nerfed or buffed, right? And they want something vaulted or unvaulted. Probably not unvaulted. And they complain and they complain and they complain. And then when they get what they want, it just seems like they complain about it getting what they want. And then they're like, oh, vault it or nerf it or buff it or whatever. And it's just like, what? It's like, what are you doing, man? It kind of just confuses me how someone can act like that. I really don't understand it. I really don't. And this is why Fortnite has stopped listening to the community. And I don't know if you knew this, but Fortnite has stopped doing patch notes because of how negative people get towards these things. I've never seen more negativity towards patch notes ever in my life. Because if you didn't know, Fortnite used to have patch notes for the whole of Chapter 1, which was a couple years long. You know, that was a long chapter. And, you know, we didn't know there was going to be a whole another chapter. It wasn't really called Chapter 1, but it's what it is now. So now that we're in the second chapter of the game, it's been very long seasons. We've had 128 day seasons, 138 day seasons. This season will be 138 days. Last one was 128. Epic Games has stopped patch notes. We get less updates. And, you know, it's like a huge content update, like a huge one for the new season, and then they just don't do anything. And it's so sad to see this, but it's for a good reason. Well, not a good reason, it's for a reason. Is that Epic Games is getting death threats over patch notes. Yes, I heard a couple cases of people getting mad over a certain change. I don't know what that change was in the video game. Might have been Siphon. My guess it was Siphon. I don't really know if that's true or not, but that was back in like Season 8. So probably not. Maybe something they did with mechs. Maybe it was mechs, I'm pretty sure. Sorry about that. But anyway. Epic Games stopped doing these patch notes because pros complain so much. People just trash on Fortnite. And people, they're even getting death threats. And this one guy got so many death threats, he had to get 2 bodyguards. And got swapped over to the creative team of Fortnite. Because of patch notes. Because of patch notes. That is how toxic this Fortnite community is. Literally, I've never seen a more toxic game community. I mean, you could say, oh, Call of Duty's community is toxic. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just Fortnite is one of the most toxic, if not the most toxic gaming group, community, whatever you want to call it, ever. Okay, it's ridiculous. This game... I seriously, I used to like it when there wasn't toxic 14-year-old pros that complain about the game, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is why also Epic has stopped doing all these updates, because these pros just don't calm down. And here's another thing that I actually found out probably around a month ago, is that Epic, by the way, I learned all this I learned a couple things of these, from I Talk Fortnite. I was watching one of his Fortnite podcasts or whatever to learn about some Fortnite news and, you know, what's been going on in the community and his thoughts and about whatever, some stuff about his life. And what I found out is that on the Fortnite Reddit or whatever, they took the Fortnite competitive Reddit off like the main Fortnite Reddit. I don't really know how Reddit works. Apparently that got like removed or something. I really don't know. For a good reason, because literally they're so toxic on there, dude. And dude, don't even get me started on Tfue, okay? Listen. I went on Tfue's Twitter. It's really not much drama or anything, or it's nothing too crazy. It seems pretty wholesome. It seems pretty normal stuff, right? He's not like super toxic. But one time he tweeted out saying that Fortnite has a bunch of kids on controller, which I mean, like, is quite negative towards the game. I don't know why you would tweet out negatively about the game. Why can't you have constructive criticism or whatever? Just something like that. I mean, Tfue needs to realize he gets tens of thousands, if not, he's nearing 100k on Twitch sometimes. I see him around 60 to 90k sometimes when I go on there. Especially during the whole, last time we had Twitch drops, for, like, FNCS, dude, everyone just watches Tfue. And Tfue is a big name, okay? And the fact that he doesn't realize, I don't know if he realizes the power of his words, okay? Because Tfue always craps on Fortnite, calls it a dead game, says so much stuff negative about it. And that's the thing, that's hurting Fortnite, dude. And I don't know, man. I like how he talks so much crap on Fortnite, and then what he proceeds to go do is play in the tournaments, play their game hours a day. It's ridiculous. The amount of stuff he says about the game, he might as well just stop playing Fortnite. In my opinion, that'd probably be best for Tfue. Best for the Fortnite community, because he doesn't realize the tens of thousands of 14-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids, even 13 to 12-year-olds. So 12, I say ages around 12 to 16-year-olds will be playing. A lot of them are like Fortnite sweats, all them kids, and they always call the game dead, and they act like Tfue because of what Tfue says and what other content creators say, and it's honestly just. It's just dumb, man. I just wanted to talk about how the Fortnite community is just super toxic right now, and just, dude, oh my gosh. And there's a lot more I could talk about. There is a lot more I can talk about right now. And I don't really know, man. There's so much about how the Fortnite community is just, oh my gosh. Because let's remember back to the old times of Fortnite. Back when I loved Fortnite back in Season 3 was some of my most memorable seasons. And then we had Season 4, and then we had Season 5, and we had Season 6, 7, and 8. And then Seasons 3 through 8 were the best seasons of Fortnite for me. Season 9 went a bit downhill. I say we saw the surge of a lot of pros, I guess, or like more of this crap was happening. I think Fortnite Season 9 wasn't exactly that fun, but I wasn't saying, oh, the game's dead, or I wasn't making videos saying, oh, Fortnite's dying, worst game ever. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm not toxic like that. Sometimes if I'm raging, I'm like, oh, this game is trash or something, you know, like a lot of people do that, but they're not saying that every single day on streams or YouTube, you know? There's so many people doing that now, like Tfue, many other content creators, smaller content creators, and I don't know, it just makes the game look really bad, but yes, the game has a lot of flaws right now, and it does need to fix a lot of things, and the delays are ridiculous, like, the delays are, like, the Fortnite season got delayed, like, the event's in a couple days now, but, jeez, dude, we had to wait a while for that, and now the event's gonna be 2 days after, so the season. So yeah, man, but I don't know, dude. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, back in like Season 3, the game was so fun. The community wasn't toxic. It wasn't a bad community in my mind. Okay, there were some little kids that were little squeakers in Fortnite, but overall, toxic. Not toxic community. And here's the thing, Season 4 was really good, 5, I just loved the game a couple years ago, man, and I think Season 9 was when I took at least around a couple weeks off the game, like 3 to 4 weeks, and then after that, Season 10, I didn't play much of that. Season 10 was really bad, and Chapter 2, Season 1, I also didn't play much. I played up till December, and, you know, I was playing it every day for the first, like, month, because I thought it was really good, and I thought they were doing some good content. We thought the Season 1 wasn't going to get delayed, but it got delayed around December. They said it was going to be delayed till February. It got a second delay. Like, I feel like the Fortnite does need to fix a lot of things, but the Fortnite community also needs to fix themselves, man. Because I feel like before all this, Fortnite community wasn't a million sweats that just play the game. There was no skill-based matchmaking. There was no toxicity all around. It was just so much better. But I mean, yeah. So basically, this video is just to talk about why I'm upset with the Fortnite community, why they need to change a bit, and why some streamers need to chill. Now, one other thing I do want to talk about, it's not exactly related to the topic, is Fortnite dying? Well, no. But I think Fortnite has kind of changed for the worst, okay? Like, it is changed in a bad way. Like, Fortnite just longs out their seasons and adds skill-based. And I think it's kind of dumb. I think Epic Games should change, but I'm not going to sit here and call the game dead. I don't think the game's dead. I don't think Fortnite is bad. I just think, they just need to make some changes and the game will be much better than what it is now. I'm not going on here saying, oh, Fortnite's dead and fix your game, but yeah, I don't know. Fortnite community's toxic, but yeah, just wanted to get on here and talk about that. Also, another thing, real quick, is that I need Fortnite to realize that, like, I don't know, when the seasons were fun, right? When they started adding mechs, when they started doing these dumb items, like, I think, like, back when they started adding shield bubbles and chug splashes in Season 9, that was kind of cool. I think, the first ever thing they did wrong was like, mechs or whatever, and you're probably like, what, the sword? Listen, the sword, I feel like the thing they did wrong was allowing it in tournaments. That was dumb. They don't even allow choppers now this season in the competitive or whatever, which is kind of dumb because they're really not overpowered. They're just... And I thought planes were good, but when they were nerfed a bit, they used to be a bit crazy, but I feel like just take off the turret. I don't mind no turret. Not a plane, it's a literal plane, why would I have a turret? But yeah, I think pros complain too much. I feel like Fortnite did have to keep some things out of the pro scene, but yeah. I don't know, that just goes to show is that a lot of these people just talk negatively on the game, and I think it's affecting, and they need to stop. It's kind of embarrassing to even be part of the Fortnite community at all. I really don't want to consider myself part of it, because almost all of it is just these toxic kids and toxic adults that cry. Like, you just go on a stream and some guy peeing his diaper, like, oh, Fortnite's dying. It's just calm down for a second. And this is why I've been playing a good bit of Apex Legends. I don't know, but I will be playing a lot of Fortnite when, new season comes out. That'll be really fun. But, yep, just want to talk about that, and I will see you, mates.